Well, regardless, let's pop in Legacy of Goku 2 and see what happens next. Wait, what? Where did I put it? Oh. That little punk. What the hell? Hey dude, what are you playing?
Legacy Goku 2.
Well, you're gonna have to give it up. I need to borrow it for a bit.
Well, I need to get Piccolo to level 30, so how about you come back later?
Come on, dude. I'm trying to do a review.
Well, I'm already playing, so go away.
I don't care.
Go away.
Here.
Well, this one's a piece of Kamehame crap. Why would I ever play that?
Okay. Come on, man. Give it up.
Hey, man, what the hell? I was level 28.
Next time, ask. And get your shoes off the bed. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Where were we? Oh. Don't worry about the kid. He's fine. Trust me. Like, you don't even know, okay? He's ruthless. Goku. Stay focused here. Now, last time I got all distracted and nostalgic trying to show you my DBZ shit. No more of that, okay? This time, we're gonna dive right in. All I've done is turn on the power, and this game has already won me over. Not only is the clip resolution incredibly improved upon compared to last time, but the music. This is what I'm talking about. We're on the Falconer train now. So, as the intro implies, you get to play as multiple characters this time. The game starts up in Trunks' original future timeline, and a number of improvements are readily apparent. While the character sprites are basically the same as the first game, nearly everything else has been reworked. The text boxes are much bigger, along with the portraits, and you can move them up and down for some reason. The aesthetic of the actual game has been overhauled too. It's a significantly different style and fits much better, I think. So yeah, history of Trunks plays out for a minute, and then you take control of Trunks to learn how to play. After that, we see Gohan die, causing Trunks to go Super Saiyan just like in the special. From there, the game jumps into the main timeline, and for a while, we'll be playing as Gohan. Remember, the first game ended with Frieza, so this one picks up at the Trunks saga. Makes sense. There's one thing that's kind of fucky though. They skipped Garlic Jr.! I'm fine. Yeah, if you know your shit, then you're gonna maintain that Garlic Jr. was a filler arc, and that's all fine and good. But look. According to this game, Garlic Jr. exists. They use it as an explanation for why every animal on the planet wants you dead. Admittedly, that's pretty creative. Better than killing animals because you ate too many herbs. But still, I'd have traded out some of the areas in this game if it meant I could fight Garlic Jr. Minor complaint. Moving on. I should have mentioned before, but in this game you can run by double tapping the direction you're walking. That god-awful flight mechanic has been removed. Gohan is dreaming that Frieza has returned and you get into a fight with him. As you can see, the combat has been vastly improved. It is so much more fun. And you can play offensively thanks to the recoil mechanic. Gohan's dream comes true after he wakes up. Krillin calls because he can feel Frieza too, and everyone coordinates to meet up and fight. This is the replacement flight mechanic, the world map. It's a much better idea, I feel. You can fly between various locations throughout the game whenever you want. Also, leveling up has individual stats in this game: strength, power, and endurance. Strength is punching, power is ki, and endurance is how much damage you take. The max level is 50, and at times you'll have to meet level up milestones to get through doorways. I guess our heroes forget how to fly when they're met with doorways. King Cold and Frieza show up and get killed by Trunks, but unfortunately you don't get to play. You just gotta watch. In fact, it's pretty much all dialogue through Goku's arrival. Following this, it's time for the West City shenanigans. You're supposed to meet up with Piccolo to start the 3 years training for the androids, but Mr. Hercule's parade float is blocking your path. And then, the many side quests begin. It is quite the fetch quest. Hercule wants a club sandwich. But the restaurant won't give you one because the employee is depressed that he couldn't buy a newspaper because the newspaper guy wasn't at his stand because his son got involved in a bus accident while on a field trip because the bus driver was fucking loaded! Take a breath. I'm just kidding about that last part. But the kids might be loaded. They all wandered away from the crash site in different directions, and you gotta find them. Larry, the bus driver, says, "The front axle of the bus must have broken." Likely story, Larry. Children that you're responsible for are missing, and you're just gonna stand there? I'm impressed by your resolve. So you find the kids, which allows Clarence to return to his newspaper stand. I owe you my gratitude. Have a free newspaper. It's the least I can do. A free newspaper. I just single-handedly saved the lives of 4 children, one of which was surrounded by wolves, another of which was your child, Clarence. And as thanks, I get to read today's paper for free. That's legendary. Then again, it says a lot about my morals for expecting something in return, right? I don't even get to keep this newspaper, man. No, I gotta give it to Floyd back at the Big Mouth Cafe because he's too much of a pussy to do his job otherwise. So I get the dumbass sandwich and deliver it to Hercule, and you'd think that'd be the end of it. But it's not. Hercule wants different music for the parade, so off we go again. Actually, fetching this record is such a short detour that I don't even know why it's there. You just go to the record store and then the antique store because the record store didn't have the song. Nothing stands in your way. You just go get it and come back. The parade happens, you meet with Piccolo, and he becomes a playable character. Now we gotta save a farm village from a horde of Triceratops. The boss hits hard, so if you let up your assault, it's easy to die. Why am I doing this? I have androids to worry about. You don't even get to kill him. He just apologizes and says he'll leave the village alone. Alright then. So on your way back to West City, you run into Cooler. But instead of murdering you right then and there, he says to meet him behind the bike racks after class if you're not a bitch. The bike racks being New Namek. I don't know why that's so funny. It's cool though. Incorporating a movie villain into the game? I'm down with that, even if it is optional. So I'm back in West City, ready to start my android training, but for some reason I'm supposed to watch the mayor present the key to the city to Hercule. Some old man swipes it first and runs off though. And guess what? No, there's nothing to guess. We have to retrieve the key. Why is this happening? I just want to fight the androids. This is what I'm talking about. The bus accident, the dinosaurs, this key, all of it could have been replaced with the Garlic Jr. saga. That simple. I'm kind of playing it up over here, and mostly kidding. The side quests are plentiful, but it's all pretty fun. Everything I've done so far, every single thing, is better than the first Legacy of Goku. Thankfully, this key is the last bit of filler, for now. When you finally get to this old guy's house, Robert, he explains himself. Hercule took credit for shit that he did, as Hercule always does. He left the key in some cave, this cave, and then after explaining why he took it, he tells you where to find it. In other words, he caves. Oh, that was funny. It was. Laugh! So yeah, he gives up the key. The cave is protected by a magic charm. I'll undo the charm for you. A magic charm? Magic? Who is this guy? Oh, Robert also has this punching bag. Every punch gives you 1 experience point. It takes thousands of points to level up, but if you're brave enough... I remember as a kid, I used the Game Boy player with a third-party GameCube controller. I set the A button to turbo and taped it down, leaving Gohan to punch that bag all night long. No breaks. Good memories. Alright, so we get the key, give it back, and then it's finally 3 years later. I always make sure to visit Master Roshi after unlocking a character because he teaches everyone an extra melee attack. They are all quite useful, except for Piccolo's, unfortunately. It's this spin punch, and in all of my playthroughs, I've never found a practical situation for it. Most of the time, only the first punch will make contact. Alright, enough with the subplots. Androids. It's all narrative from when everyone meets up to when the androids destroy the city. As everyone goes off to fight elsewhere, the game drops you in as Vegeta, who has just become a Super Saiyan. With him now unlocked, you travel to the southern continent to fight Android 19. See, look at that! His charge attack is ridiculous. You kill 19, and Gero runs. You fight Gero until he bails to activate Androids 17 and 18. He flees to the northern mountains, where you continue getting into brawls with him, and before long you'll reach this save point. To the immediate left of it is a very special doorway. This right here is one of the single greatest discoveries in a video game I ever made as a kid. You can't get through this door unless you're Goku, and it's not until much later that you need to be here. When you're all the way up against it, you can see a Triceratops pacing on the other side. It's pretty easy to get his attention, and he will come at you. Because that area is late game, this dino is pretty damn strong. Now here's the kicker. Every time you press A on this door, it tells you only Goku can pass through, but you also punch at the same time. Once you've aggroed the dinosaur and he approaches, you can punch him. You just have to put up with the spamming Goku sign. Be careful though. This guy can kill you in 1 or 2 hits, depending on your stats. Oh yes, he can hit back alright. He will die eventually though, and you level up almost every time you kill one. All you have to do is leave and come back. He'll respawn. With the save point right next door to go with it, life is good. Train everybody. This is much better than the punching bag method. Anyway, back to the task at hand. In your pursuit of Dr. Gero, there's thankfully only one side quest this time. Destroy 3 generators. It's not really hard with the exception of one part. This. You gotta help this dino bitch move her eggs. At first you're thinking, okay, fine, it's just a formality. But no, this task doesn't fuck around. When you're holding an egg, you can't attack, and you can't run. There's quite a blockade of enemies between you and your destination, and it's definitely tedious. Whew. It's a good challenge, I'll give him that. Damn Brontosaurus. What's her problem anyway? Trying to keep her babies warm? Eventually you figure out the pattern and it's not so bad. It's just one of those things I always forget how to do. Once you've cleared the generators, Gero activates 17 and 18. They kill him as you would expect, and now we have two new threats to face. So you fight 18 first, and only have to get her health bar halfway down. 18 wins this fight in the anime, after all. The story splits apart for a bit now, with Piccolo heading to Kami's lookout to fuse, and Trunks meeting up with Bulma and Gohan to check out the duplicate time machine. This is where Cell comes into the picture. After navigating a bit of wilderness, you find Cell's larva husk or whatever, and then it cuts back to Piccolo as he finally fuses with Kami. With his newfound strength, Kamikolo is feeling like a real badass, and he's the first to take on Cell. To be clear, Piccolo is a badass, but this is what some would consider to be the last time in the series when we really get to see him shine. Well, this fight and the Android 17 fight that follows. Cell gains the upper arm by amputating Piccolo's, and then he explains who he is. He is basically Dr. Gero's greatest experiment, and has come back in time to absorb Androids 17 and 18 since Trunks destroyed them in the future. That's always been kind of weird to me. Cell had to come back to find the androids, but Trunks had to come back because the androids were too strong to beat. Must be a multiverse situation. Then again, there is no right answer for time travel plots anyway. There's always inconsistencies. So we head back to the northern mountains real quick to destroy the current timeline Cell. Don't need to have a recurrence. At this point, Goku recovers from the viral heart disease and proposes use of the hyperbolic time chamber to get in some serious training. Trunks, Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku head to Kami's lookout to begin the intensive training as Piccolo holds off the androids. This is the Android 17 fight I just mentioned, and now that you fuse with Kami, you can transform like everyone else. This is in the top 3 for most fun fights, for sure. Because Piccolo's charge attack, the spin punch, doesn't chase like the other characters do, you can't use it in a relentless barrage. It makes the pinballing of your opponent a bit more challenging. Seriously, this fight is a ton of fun. The fun comes to an end though, and Cell absorbs Android 17. We're now back in control of Vegeta, fresh out of the time chamber. He's ready to take on Cell, alone. This fight is a little clunky, but super easy. Just like in the anime, Vegeta moves slow in his super form, but hits like a truck. Cell capitalizes on his pride, and Vegeta ultimately allows him to absorb 18 to become perfect. And then yeah, Vegeta gets wrecked. Trunks too. His similar clunky form makes him too slow to handle perfect Cell. We're at the end, guys. It's time for the Cell games. Almost. Gotta collect the Dragon Balls first. You know, for a game called The Legacy of Goku, it sure took its sweet ass time to actually let me play as Goku. But yeah, Dragon Balls. Collecting them is a good opportunity for some last minute training, though there is some appeal at being lower leveled if you like a challenge. Only a couple of the Dragon Balls are a lengthy process to acquire, like the General Tao one. All the same though, once you're done, it's time to take on Cell. Events happen in order, obviously. You fight as Goku first until he says he can't win and nominates Gohan. I can't emphasize enough how ridiculous Gohan's jump kick is. Look at this! So you fight and Cell tries to tap into Gohan's anger. He destroys Android 16, who has since become peaceful, and then sicks his little Cell Juniors on your friends. You actually get to fight the Cell Juniors too. It's awesome. After that, the decapitated Android 16 speaks to Gohan about how precious life is, and that it's okay to kill Cell. It's for the right reason. When Cell destroys him, it's the final straw for Gohan. Here it is. The last bit of main story gameplay. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and holy shit is he overpowered. Overpowered in the best way. Makes you feel like you've really worked hard to get this far. You've overcome the trials of the game, and it's time to finish it. You move crazy fast and defeat Cell in a matter of seconds. It's fucking awesome. The self-destruct scenario plays out, where he spits out 18 and attempts to destroy the whole planet. Goku instant transmits him away to explode on King Kai's planet, sacrificing himself in the process. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and Cell fully regenerates. So you fight him one last time, again beating him to a pulp in only a few seconds. This leads to the famous beam struggle, and by this time, you've already won. The rest of the fight plays out cinematically, until Cell is officially destroyed. And that's it. We beat the game. The only thing left to do is fly to the lookout and use the Dragon Balls. A GBA rendition of the Falconer theme plays, and it just sounds so good. I suppose I ought to talk about the music for a second. As I mentioned while playing the first game, the sequels have the Falconer score, the US broadcast music from the anime. If you have a good sound system, it's just fantastic. Great bass, great sound font. I get a lot of immersion out of it, and it works really well. The whole game. Even on a Game Boy speaker, it just sounds good. So there you go. That's the legacy of Goku 2. After the credits, we get to watch Trunks reclaim his future as he kills the androids and Cell. Also, if you want to put in the time to train everyone to level 50, you can unlock Hercule as a character. Just some fun, extra content. And as I mentioned way earlier, Cooler is in the game. He's still waiting behind the bike rack, so if you want, you can go and kick his ass too. Alright, are you ready for Boo's Fury? It's the last one. Covers everything after the 7-year time skip, all the way through Kid Buu at the end of DBZ. Cool, let me go grab it then. I left it in the car. What the hell?
This is for Piccolo!
Whoa, whoa, no! Ah! Oh, he is so dead! And as thanks, I get to read today's newspaper for free.